Harry. And we're into Dust 2. It's a new rise, it's a new hope, and let's see if the UK can bring something here into the CT side. It's a fast long play. Thomas with a quick kill. The trades are in. USP's favoring Endpoint at range here, and North are going to bail out of that position, taking a 2-for-1 in the favor of the CT side.
Aisley's just been spotted here, trying to creep down through catwalk. MSL is behind him. This leaves Kirby alone over here towards the long doors with the bomb. So looking like they want to try and go for a split. It would surprise me if they leave Kirby with the bomb in the long doors. I will be a little surprised. So yeah, we do see one of these players backing off and going to rejoin him now. That's going to be MSL. And maybe even actually AZ as well, backing up from catwalk. So they see that whoever it was over in mid decided to depart. And now, if you're Endpoint, the last thing you saw was two players get up towards catwalk. And so what this has meant is that Robin and Mighty, who had this, this double setup over at long, they've had to pull one of these players back to watch this catwalk play. And this leaves Mighty Max down in pit, all on his lonesome. I think they saw him on the jump there, did they? No, it's a little bit off, so they haven't seen him yet. And now, if Robin can get the attention of these long players, they might start to believe, all right, they're playing with both back in the bomb site. Well, Robin's done better than that, man. He's actually won this round almost single-handedly. And now Mighty Max emerges, the beast from the pit. And Endpoint, they will get that pistol round locked on in with 3 going the way of Robin there.
Yeah, obviously, Pistol's never great on the T side of Dust 2, and North obviously have a bit of a problem with fighting at range. They don't want to commit towards that middle engagement against Surreal, who's just tapping back. Going back towards long. A nice bit of re-aggression from Mighty Max to get down into the pit. Endpoint sitting 1-0 up. North taking a full eco. It's more Glocks, and it should be a second round with almost no casualties for Endpoint coming up the catwalk. North just going to drop quickly into the A site. Crucial hitting a tag on the cross. Glock dinks coming through. No casualties here for Endpoint, and that will stay the same. Damage is not enough for North as Endpoint take that 2-0 lead nice and clean. And North coming in with guns in round number 3. Obviously no AWP in play just yet, but Crucial should still be on his scout as well, so goes both ways. And let's see what kind of pace North want to set early on into this T side. B spawn is well worth to note. I wonder how much utility we're going to see thrown over B in this game. We really haven't seen any, not even flashbangs from the matches we've seen on Dust 2 here at DreamHack Anaheim so far. So I'm hoping for a little bit different. But now just holding the default though. Players coming up from lower. Cajun's got control of the tunnels. Long doors being covered by Kierby, playing passive on that lurk. And North will be able to try and take control towards the catwalk.
Yeah, I mean, we were actually left wondering the other day if this was the updated Dust 2 because no one was using the removed skybox over at B.
Sean was grilling Keita in the green room earlier, the coach of Complexity, who didn't use any of those grenades.
Yeah, I heard that.
IBR.
I heard that entire discussion.
Jamie's defense was, well, they won the game anyway, so who cares? And I feel like that's respectable, but also at the same time, I want more, Harry. I want those grenades. I want those flashbangs.
Well, we're going to get some flashes, some nades, and everything in between over here towards this A bomb site here from North. They'll get up over on catwalk. They leave a man over at those long doors to come in late. Gage tries to drop down, and he's got players with him. Robin sprays away, but nothing's connected yet. And this A bomb site now belongs to North. Kierby's made his presence known over towards long, and this actually leaves Crucial in a bit of a rough spot, to be honest with you. That smoke's gone down, and he's able to hide behind it. Robin's still putting up numbers here. Has brought us back into a 4-on-4, and 3 of these players up through CT. This is unconventional to say the least. They're just getting shut down from the higher ground. Kierby's even finished off the man at long, and this is all said and done in this round at the very least. Mighty back. Would love to get away with a rifle. The AK's gone a little too deep. Cajun should pick him up here. He actually doesn't, but there's the mid-wrap to do it. A bit unconventional, but it's going to work.
That was really round the world for North, right? Running up catwalk, dropping CT. They had that smoke to keep Endpoint out of the sight, and at that point, Endpoint, they need that long control. They need a bit of position to try and set up for the retake. They have 3 coming through CT, but with North having crossfires from the site and catwalk, that was so easy for them to just look down and spray the pit. Obviously, with Kiebi coming in on that long flank as well, getting both kills really just makes that retake impossible for Endpoint. And as we've seen, Kiebi has just been on fire today, so more of that moving forward. Bit of a pause for the tech side of things, at least for North, but we'll be jumping back in very quickly. Endpoint going to be reinvesting. They have got that AWP behind Crucial as well, so weaponry is good at the very least. But it won't be good for much longer if North can double down and take a second round on this T side.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a little head-to-head of the AWPs that we've been looking forward to so much. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer before we get to see North side of the bargain bought on out. MSL's actually relegated down to a Galil in this round, but Crucial's got his in tow at the very, very least. Robin's gotten off to a great start here as well for Endpoint, by the way. I think he might actually even be outdoing his Virgo performance as we speak. He's at 7-1, almost 200 ADR. Now, obviously, we're only 4 rounds deep.
Yeah, he got 7 kills in the last map, so
yeah,
you know.
He's actually off to a blinding start, man. He's looking to break a couple of PBs in this one. Crucial. There it is. MSL on the receiving end. First clash of the two respective AWPers there, and it's Crucial to come out on top. Now, MSL did not have the weapon of choice. AZ offering himself up here on the catwalk is in for a bit of revenge before Robin gets the trade. Keeps the advantage in favor of Endpoint. And North, even though they've got catwalk and they've loved these A plays, I'm going to try and time it with this push out through long. A lot of this comes down to whether or not you get past this one CT player. Actually, that nade tagged him there. Made him fall back, reposition. All 3 players for Endpoint grouped up in CT. I'm having flashbacks. This is like that previous round.
You can see the adaptation here, at least. Mighty Max knows about Kiebi potentially coming in on this long flank, so he's actually tucked in the pit to play for a safer spot instead. Kiebi's not gone long. He's rallied round towards the catwalk, and he's found both players setting up for a retake as well. 2 kills before Thomas comes in for the trade. Max eventually has to move up through long. He knows that he's not at least being flanked, and both players are either on the site or close on catwalk. Thomas has cleared the latter of those 2 positions out, and Mighty Max jumps up above. He only gets 1. Cajun with a trade, and Thomas shuts the round down. There is time for the defuse. Endpoint are going to win the retake, and I like the fact that they don't go into that CT spawn, right? We saw how badly that went for them in the previous round, where they changed things up, and even with Kiebi putting in numbers on the back line, it's not enough for North.
Yeah, and already, I mean, I'm liking this, right? We see that immediate adjustment from Endpoint. They learn from the mistakes of the round prior, and they're quick to rectify them and react. And that was what we were kind of missing back on Vertigo, was that adaptation, was these reactions to what North were throwing in. Already seeing a bit more of a breadth of Counter-Strike here from the Endpoint boys on Dust 2. That pip of North, by the way.
Yeah.
Robin down here in CT, he's been a real menace throughout the majority of this Dust 2 game thus far, and that could be set to continue. Likely going to get smoked off and not really going to have much of a say in this mid-take. The smokes go in, Robin sprays on through and gets away with some chip damage. Now the rest of his team have got to finish the job. Mighty Max, the MP9 up close, and oh, he's shredded them down. He's secured this one almost single-handedly. It's only Kiebi left. And a 1v3 to find. He'll get shut down. Mighty Max in with 4. And a 4th round for Endpoint on the board as they shut down that final little fall by that North are going to have, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, down to 2k a player, so North now having to be pushed back to pistols. This is where Endpoint can take a lead. Obviously, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We saw that lead back on Vertigo slip away from them, but it's certainly the start that they need, considering this is an elimination map for them. Down 1-0 in the series already. And knowing that North want to make this a quickie, well, that grenade could be lethal. North smartly move out of position as it comes in, knowing that they have been spotted. AZ's been boosted up to watch for the re-aggression as North go elsewhere with these pistols. The Deegs still going to be pretty valuable in this round to find kills. Try and find a pick on that A site. And in they go. No flashbangs to facilitate a fight. Crucial will have an open view towards the catwalk, but the timing, he moves off the angle, and they move up. Gade's got that kill. Molotov wall coming from lower. Thomas trying to cover the cross as well. He gets one, but Gade's on the D, and he's finding a lot of success. North somehow have an advantage. Surely they can't close this round, though.
Yeah, this has gotten scary. Bomb plant found at the very, very least, and they're already happy with the damage they've done, but now they're looking for even more. They've got their eyes on the prize. And all the kills are coming up in favor of North right now. Finally, we have our first back for Endpoint in response. They've got it down to a 2v3. The Molotov trying to burn out a few of these low HP players. Kirby and Gade are but a tick away from certain death. Endpoint, however, they are none the wiser. They don't know this. They're backing out. They're giving this one up. North, they're going to find it. Armed with nothing more than just a couple of deagles in this round. They're going to get their second on the board. And they even get out of it with a couple of rifles as well that they've been able to scavenge from these players that they pick up. So they get the bomb plant, they get the money from that, they get these weapons forward. You can see now North are just flushed with cash over on this T side. And the same cannot be said for Endpoint. So, you know, even though we had the British crew getting off to a pretty good start here on this map, and looking like they had things going their way, and looking like what should have been a 5-1 scoreline, well, suddenly we're at this kind of tipping point where North can actually turn this back in their favor now if they pick this round up.
Yeah, you can never afford to let your foot off the gas, right? Even a second of a lapse of judgment can result in an eco win round for North, and that's exactly what comes through. Endpoint, if only they knew the damage they'd done in that round, as you said, the low HP for North would have made that retake very viable. That's information that, well, they will not be able to gain or ascertain. Double B set up again for Endpoint, this time challenging towards the tunnels, looking for a kill. Cajun is holding default, though, not giving anything away. If Endpoint want it, they've got to chase him down. And Mighty Max might be tempted to do so, but 5-on-5, no reason to push the limits and give away a kill so early on. Double long setup again. Kirby has been a nuisance coming in on these late long lurks as well, so Endpoint have got to keep their eyes trained on that position for the entirety of the round. You can't afford to let go of that spot. North have players up catwalk as well. Endpoint hear the flashes. They know these T's are starting to approach. Thomas, he's pushed in through the tunnels with Max, and this is very valuable info because Cajun has just left this position. Now Endpoint at least had the guarantee. They know this is a cat play. They know this is the A site, but they don't know long's empty. So 5 players coming up from the same position could catch them off guard.
Yeah, smokes in. That's going to let them get deep. Surreal. It's all on his back now to draw the attention in. However, it's not gone the way that Endpoint wanted. It was meant to be a bait and switch. But it just is, it's like a bait and bait. They both get shut down there in a matter of seconds. And this round's as good as done. Kirby, God, he's got really shaky aim, doesn't he? So bad that he's just blurred out entirely now.
That's what it looks like when I put on glasses. Like, you know, everything goes blurry.
That's what it's like for me without my glasses.
Yeah, okay. Starting to get a bit of a vision into your life, Harry. Well, clean round from North.
See, I've got no vision in my life. That's actually the problem. But for North, you know, that's not the case whatsoever. One man with plenty of vision is MSL, and he's got even more so now that he's bought that AWP out here over on the T side. He's going to be looking to put that to good use down in middle. Endpoint, no money, by the way. And this is where the ramifications of that Deagle round become, you know, incredibly evident, and the money situation kind of starts to speak for itself. Like, this is North's means of tying things back up 4-4. And they're just in so much of a better spot than Endpoint were when they were kind of in this position, when they had this charge that North have now. Oh, you want to try and keep these rounds clean. Thankfully, they've dodged the danger that these pistols represent. This will be that 4th, you'll imagine.
I like this setup from Endpoint, though, in this round, right? They actually kept 4 players in CT spawn just waiting, and as soon as they get the information on where North are going, they just rotate instantly. Of course, it's an eco round. It's a bit of a gimmick. It doesn't work. They were only on pistols, but unfortunately, at the same time, it's the first round they've had a solo B setup in a while, so North really catch a break on that one, hitting B, cleaning it up, and not letting Endpoint get anything done. So pistol round over and done with, and now we're back into the rifles. MSL holding for the mid-cross. Very close shot as a player crosses towards that B site. It's Thomas alone again. This time, Endpoint at least contesting for Catwalk. That's a nice change. We haven't seen them fighting for the position. It's typically been double long setups, but right now, North have burst out through middle. Tunnels, again, being held by Cajun. Mighty Max has fallen in through the spawn to go for a boost. This, of course, has left long open, and that's where Kiebi's been lurking time after time, but not going to be a problem right now for Endpoint. Bit of a boost to peek over the corner above the molly, and he spots an arm, but doesn't get the shot connecting, has to fall off. Endpoint throwing in a good bit of utility, limited damage off of it, but they at least gain the position back under their control for the time being.
Oh my word, they flashed the reel in. He's hungry for the fight. Maybe a little too hungry. MSL gonna try to keep things even. Oh, now we're getting this kill. They really want to keep pressuring this Catwalk side of the map. They know that this is likely going to have drawn a rotation out from Endpoint. And we'll keep the majority of players over towards this A side of the map. There's not even a smoke down in mid. They try and run the gauntlet dry. Now, I was going to say it could go one of two ways. Now, thankfully, MSL has just answered the question for us, and it stays in the advantage of North. Oh, MSL is just not missing. A third kill. Since the AWP has come out, he's looked so damn good. And Kiebi, the invisible man, down through the CT smoke.
He hears Crucial spray and he counts the bullets, and when Crucial has to get that clip reloaded in, Kiebi just jumps in through the smoke, knowing he has 2 seconds where Crucial can't fight back. You love to see it. North just playing full-on confident right now, and, you know, already a map up in the series, taking away Endpoint to pick, now leading on the T side despite the early start from Endpoint. It's a similar situation to that of Vertigo, Harry. Endpoint getting off to the right start, but North adapting and doubling down, taking the lead back and putting these Brits on pistols. Just got to suck it up for the time being. Only Deegs and P250s. And North now just changing the pace, falling back to another slow round, waiting to see if Endpoint want to bring any aggression their way. Flash out through the mid doors, trying to get control. Gade needs to check this close corner, and when he does, he's got a player to swing out from the left side. That's Mighty Max waiting in tandem, and 2 players on Catwalk to burst if need be as well. But the Molotov pushes them back, and Endpoint are left to nothing.
Starting to get a bit scary as well, because North are really kind of pushing the boat out. It's more so testing the waters, right? Seeing what they can get away with versus this Endpoint squad. And in a lot of these rounds, they're just going in dry with very little in terms of utility to set them up. And it's also not telegraphing anything the way of Endpoint, right? And so if North are able to go in with nothing really to help them and win these fights on their own, it means that Endpoint aren't really ahead of the game in terms of the rotations either. You know, there's nothing to tell you that this push is coming in. There's just 4 guys walking out Catwalk. So that round draws to a close very, very quickly.
Yeah, and it's not like Endpoint aren't realizing that and trying to, you know, overtake it. We've seen these Catwalk plays from them in the last couple of rounds, right? That round where Surreal gets flashed in, he goes for a 1-for-1. That's respectable, although not enough to win the round for Endpoint. And just there, they had a double cat setup with the pistols, trying to, you know, I imagine just burst a mid push together with the guys behind the doors. But you know, North molly it off. They push Endpoint all the way back towards the A site, and at that point, those pistols, well, they're of very little value to Endpoint, and North just win all their jewels. Already getting the better of them in the rifle rounds, but on an anti-eco, it's going to be even easier. Crucial is back on the AWP, sitting with 3 kills. Not really had it too many times, though, this map so far. And it was the case that, especially on the second half of Vertigo, he was just getting avoided on the CT side. Surreal, does he realize the man's already caught behind the blue? Kiebi whiffs a shot, and Robin takes the advantage back. The double trade from Gade. What good for 1, always good for 2. And North take the advantage back in their favor. Mighty Max is tucked in on the car, but he doesn't have a smoke, and if he gets molly, he could be in a world of hurt. Crucial can try and assist him with a smoke, but he's just turned around. Max might be calling for some support, but it actually doesn't spread. He survives just for a second longer, and maybe North are going to discount this position as a result.
Ooh, it's a big if, but if they don't check it, they will, though, of course they do. Gade leaves no stone unturned. His 3rd kill in this round, Crucial, the only man left. He's near the enemy. He is in the front line of North. First man down. Gade's been dethroned. Crucial goes for the jump shot. Molly down at his feet. tries to go through. Quick flick onto MSL. And now a chance to make something of this round. And now one player left. It's AZ over on the catwalk. Crucial. Bomb's not planted for North. He taps it. Baits the peak, making noise, trying to go above the smoke. Oh, Crucial looking for it, but it gets denied. And AZ holds his own. A 7th round for North. 2 for AZ, 3 for Gade. And 7 on the board. Not quite enough from Crucial there.
What a valiant effort, though. I mean, that was not an easy round to win, right? Smoke pushing against MSL, who's also been on fire with this AWP, and you could see him stuck there. If he stuck the bomb, he might have gotten away with it, right? AZ had to go wide, and that's why Crucial didn't stick it. He knew that AZ would go for the hunt, and unfortunately couldn't find him around that smoke. North might just go straight back into a contact B play. Fantastic grenade from Max, but it's not going to be enough. The Deagle has to shine through. Missed shots. He does find Gabe with the molly, pushing him out as well, buying time as he can, but AZ's doubled down inside of the site. Crucial looking for a dig above the box, but his life is gone as well. And AZ, he just loves an anti-eco frag. He's going to find 3 in this round. And with that, Endpoint running for the hills, saving what little they brought into this round as North take 8.
Yeah, you're not exactly jumping for joy at what you're able to take with you out of this round if you are over on the Endpoint side. A pause is going to be called on in coming into this next one. It was Endpoint to call that in. Perhaps unsurprisingly so, right? The pressure is really starting to amount now for this squad. Obviously, loser of this is eliminated, and they sit 0-1 down right now. So Dust 2 is do or die for the British boys, and they want to have a bit of a time to mull this one over, try and figure out how to proceed with this following round. It's a little bit scary because, you know, usually I feel like for a lot of teams, the solution to these catwalk plays that North are throwing in right now, because it does feel like the Dust 2 meta is very much changed to be these A splits through the catwalk with the smokes to get you up and close. A lot of team solutions, it feels like, is to try and take some catwalk control, try and boost players up early on in the round. But North, you know, they've been putting so many players in mid. I feel like no matter how many players you put up on that catwalk, you're going to be in for a pretty bad time right over on the side of Endpoint. So I'm really curious as to what their decision is going to be heading into this next round, as to how they want to try and fight back against this.
Ooh, fast long play. Max is blind, but he's just going to run and gun, and that works wonderfully. RNG in his favor there. AZ dead in the water, and Gade has got to smoke off that Molotov to stay alive. What? Oh no, it doesn't spread, and the molly will get him killed. Kievi finding that frag on his teammate, but I mean, that's you know, that's a classic Counter-Strike bug when you smoke a molly and only part of it extinguishes. You hate to see that. Double tag for Crucial. Low HP for North, and finally a chance for Endpoint to get their first round since the start of the map. But it's not over till it's over, Harry. I can't see. My contacts are full now. Oh, Kievi! I'm blind!
It's like when you go underwater with your eyes open. You come up afterwards and you're just real blind all of a sudden for a bit.
I'm more blind in the water.
Wow, Kievi. I see, I mean, he's taken to this like a duck to water here out in mid. Having another great game is this man, but not long for this world in this round. He's gone. It's only MSL left standing, and no fancy flick today. This could be a flawless round for Team Endpoint.
Sick flash.
Yeah, he's just... That's not even... There we go.
Well, finally, Endpoint get themselves back on the board. A confidence booster after that tactical timeout, and that's certainly got to feel good. Especially, I mean, you know, obviously that's not something you can run consistently. If you think about the win condition there for Endpoint, is Max getting a blind spray down kill while running, and then Kievi killing his teammate. Not really reproducible, but, you know, you'll take it. 5 on this CT side. Crucial on the AWP as well. He hit some tags in the previous round. Let's see if we can find those killing blows. MSL waiting patiently in middle, but nothing's being shown through those doors. No longer are the days where CTs, you know, go for that early mid fight. Remember when that used to be the classic? I mean, I can't think of the last time I've seen that.
just a map-wide stalemate, a ceasefire right now. Oh, who wins this one? Flashbang goes over. Crucial, holding this little gap. And oh, just as he's moved in, they moved off. No one sees anyone. And they call the whole thing off. They back away from the catwalk. Looking like maybe they want to turn their attention towards long. It's still this A split, you know, North. They've been loving that, but this time they've got the AWP to go up against. Crucial, winning that opening fight there onto Gade. Now joined by his teammate, aggressing down through long. Robin gonna set up over here on the car, and he's got a man down in pit. Him and Surreal, they've got to do the dirty here to North, and the first kills come through from this crossfire. That will be not the first of many, actually. It's the only kill to come on the back of it. 3 on 3. Crucial's AWP still alive, still kicking. That's going to make a real difference. No. Sadly, he's gone ahead and scrolled himself up into the air. 8 seconds. This bomb's got to go across. Thomas tries to deny it, and he could deny it all now, but he's not able to get there in time. The bomb plant will come in with 2 seconds left to spare. And Mighty Max is left in the clutch. A 1v2 required. Cajun B and Kierby still to find.
A change of position as well. Kiebi's moved over towards the long corner, and he's going to find his 4th kill to close it out. Max expected the car. They just saw him there, but a quick switch of position will close it out for North. That's so unfortunate for Crucial as well. Spacebar users laughing as they watch that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been waiting to be recognized for a while as spacebar users as the correct method.
Shame your movement is garbage.
Of jumping. I've never missed a shot through jumping in the air, so I'll say that till I die. MSL, it's actually easy to get it over towards long, rather. And 2 kills already going the way of this North side. Now leaves a lot of pressure here on the Endpoint boys over towards A, as they've kind of lost this entire avenue. And this is so scary. You know that AWP's out in MSL's hands. It's not uncommon to see the AWP get set up down in pit, because once you get there, you can just lock down this entire side of the map. And so Crucial, he's doing his best to like keep an eye on this avenue, keep an eye on it to the kind of extent that he feels safety, but you can see there's the peak. And that's what MSL was waiting for. That was kind of their worst nightmare realized. And, you know, nightmares, they'll give you insomnia. Endpoint, very familiar with that. It's, well, I mean, they are. It's KCS, man. Robin and Thomas, the last 2 left.
This certainly isn't the most epic of lands for Endpoint right now. 5 rounds in the first half. They put up a bit of a fight at the start, but again, similarly to Vertigo, it just starts to slip away from them near the end. North.
No up in the series. Endpoint, their time here could be coming to a close unless they turn things around here and now in the second half of Dust 2. They're going to start off moving all 4 players over here towards this B bomb site with a 5th man left back in T-spawn. But it's not a B rush. Instead, down through the lower tunnels they go. Maybe looking for this mid to be.
They burst out through the doors, but it's only a temporary push as they get back up towards the catwalk. It's a cross hold for Cajun B and a flank in through the long doors as well. North, they are just going to be a little bit late to the party. This leaves Cajun completely alone, but it does mean this retake potential is on for North as they come in on a big flank, very timely as well. Our Endpoint ready for it so quickly. Max turns around. MSL gets spotted. He has flashbangs to get his team around the corner, but Mighty Max pushes the angle and he gets 2. Endpoint with a bomb plant. This should be their pistol all said and done. North are going to have to hit some bangers of shots if they want to get back into things, and they don't even have that kit dropped up on the catwalk either. Cajun loses his face, and 1 by 1 it comes crumbling down for North. Endpoint with a flawless pistol round so far, and that was the exact start they needed coming into the second half. Like you said, this is potentially going to be the elimination if they cannot pull it back on the T side, but you know, baby steps, Harry. A 6th round, a start, and it was the T side of Vertigo that they came out on top of as well, right? CT side not able to field a single defensive round on their map pick, but maybe feeling a little bit comfortable on the terrorist half.
Yeah, I think that makes sense as well, right? You know, you do have a bit more of a degree of freedom here over on the T side. You know, you're the team kind of setting the pace. And I think one thing that North have been doing is giving some of that respect away of Endpoint that they've kind of been desperate for. And actually been allowed to run their strategies over here on the T side. TT side, you know, where you're going for these reactive plays, where you're playing around what your opponent is doing, that is where we've seen more of the struggles from Endpoint. So I'm optimistic here for their future. Surreal is as well, as he's opened this round up onto Kierby at the catwalk. That was actually a great pop flash set up from his teammate as well, throwing on in Kierby's teammate, that is. So it's an even bigger deal that Surreal wins that fight here. Cajun. No teammates, no flashbangs, all of that is a bit of a distant memory. MSL trying to help out as well as best he can. He's forced off the angle. So this A bomb site belongs to Endpoint, and they've overrun it. They'll get this 7th round as AZ just looks to hold on to this scout.
Yeah, and that's a maybe in and of itself. They're already beginning the hunt. You can see Crucial is running to spawn, but he's going the wrong way. So not going to be able to find this kill at least. Scout chiming off, it's Thomas rather. He's going to double back towards B. They have got this man trapped, so it may as well get the frag and guarantee the fact that North can't bring anything into that follow-up round. Of course, it was the Force here that's going to leave them on default pistols following up. Here comes Thomas, and the tank engine is churring through. AZ, anything for us here? Missed shots, down to 3. He's done, he's out. And Endpoint, a flawless round to take 7. Exactly what they needed, a chance to build up money on this T side early on. Give them something to fall back on if North do manage to pick up their first rifle round in number 19, but an even easier round coming up for Endpoint as North just take a USP eco. Not really much you can do with these ones, maybe push mid. They seem tempted, 3 players, 4 now behind the doors, just waiting in the wings. No flashbang to get them out, but it could just be done off the back of timing. They do have a player on catwalk as well to try and gain some information. Endpoint just going out through along though. They've already cleared that position. Naturally, mid push has just come through. Surreal's going to have to double back to try and watch it. And these Kriegs are just going to shred the armorless USPs one by one. Crucial sees the out, takes a minute, and actually that minute ends his life. Kierby gets around the corner, but he can't find the gun. He's just got to tuck behind the smoke. He's been found as well. Regardless, 4 alive for Endpoint. They're more than happy with that round. And North now coming in with guns.
And this is where we're going to get to see this little head-to-head. MSL versus Crucial. Curious what the spawn is like for our mate MSL. He's actually going to go ahead and run across over towards long. The tag is found there, down through mid doors. MSL was thrown up here onto a short boost with this AWP. Kierby put him up in this position, so now he's looking to get some value out of it. Hasn't seen anyone in middle. Instead, it's actually Kierby, the man who helped MSL get to this little position here, found early on over in mid. Now out for revenge, out for blood. It's the IGL/AWPer of North. Flash goes in, and MSL's had to drop on down. Endpoint already looking a lot more convincing over here in this second half. They've got this catwalk control. They're sat 5v4. But MSL looks to try and change that now.
All flashes, do they land? MSL gets ahead of the smoke at least and does get a shot off, but it won't connect. Max is going to drop into the spawn, but he's been spotted. Another missed shot. The distance getting closer, but the SMG not able to find a frag. MSL holding on to this 4-on-4 and holding on to his life. Not quite the sight, but he has dropped the bomb. Thomas going down. Robin with a trade. Cajun's firing off from pit. This headshot angle working wonders as now the bomb is left out in the open. Cajun can try and fight that with his life. It hasn't been retrieved just yet. Surreal doesn't realize they're creeping up on him. Gade's here as well. Crucial's down to 12, and he's got to do it alone. A close clutch in the first half with the AWP on the A site. Can this one work in his favor?
Oh, a flashbang goes in. He's going to dodge it, but no peek on the back. And there it is. Gade rearing his head out from the ramp. Solidifies that 11th round for North. Might have started 5-on-4 for Endpoint, but it ends in a Danish victory. The AWP's carried forward as well. 2 of them now over on this CT side. Endpoint still able to invest, still able to throw something into this round. And actually a pretty good B spawn heading into this one. They had 3 players over towards that side of the map. They do try and take advantage of it, sending all 3 over here. Thomas looking like he wanted to go for a peek there, but will instead just float around in the upper tunnels. Mid control looking to get gained once again here by the Endpoint lot, as that pretty meaty nade from Catwalk.
I think Max has like magnets in his boots or something. Like every grenade is just tunneling into him. Both maps now.
Oh, MSL, this is ballsy. He's just gotten ahead of this smoke by a tiny bit. He's playing right on the corner. And like already, that's pretty hungry. That's pretty hungry of MSL to be in this position. I'm wondering if we see him continue any further. He is creeping forward into the tunnels as we kind of expected he would. And here he is, hungry for more. Crucial gets that trade at least. And the B bomb site is now actually open for business. Endpoint have moved on in.
Got to go through the smoke if you're North. You've got to just burst back into this site. The AWP is still here for AZ on the retake. Not a great gun for it, but 3-on-3. They're definitely going to give it a look in, even if they don't commit. Plenty of utility to burn out positions here from Endpoint. But it goes both ways. Molly back in the window, a grenade ready for Robin as he smokes in through the door. Kiebi throws one as well. That does allow him to at least get out through that position, but Max is ready on the receiving end with Robin right behind him. Kiebi's actually crept out. They don't even realize, but his kills are coming through. All for Endpoint, 2 for Kiebi. The time so low, he has to get his kill immediately, and Crucial won't allow it. 3 from him with the AWP. Endpoint shut down another T-side round. Slow and steady, but they are getting it done, Harry. 4 out of 5 of the rounds so far in this second half. Do not count them out just yet. Some close positions, but Endpoint getting the better of them. And even though that was a 3-on-3 retake, it comes down to the wire. Endpoint are able to hold it on B, and that has broken the money for North once again.
Oh, they've snuck a man out in through long. Flashes rained in response. These pistols trying to get close. And days when they flock in such great numbers as this, they can get dangerous. Endpoint going to start to back out of long. They don't want anything to do with it. They've spotted a handful of players here, and so they're going to back away. They look for this B-bomb site. There is still a man here, though. It's not entirely empty. Gades, the Eagle, been a bit of a thing of legends in the past, and these rotations are coming in. Gade has heard the footsteps. He sees the utility going in. Endpoint, they're not quite able to get past him, and oh dear! Ooh. Bomb now dropped. Crucial's alleviated some of the pressure, but some is the operative word. Cajun in through the window. Ooh, doing damage, but not quite getting a kill. And now it's only AZ left to finish the job. He's eliminated as well. Endpoint are going to get a 10th. They reach double digits, and they have bridged this gap. Now just 1 round behind the likes of North. Looking to take us the distance in this best of 3 series are Endpoint.
And while it feels rough for North, who don't close out that round in the 2-on-2, you've got to be realistic. It was just USPs. They make it very close. They do considerable damage to Endpoint, who don't have a stack of cash to fall back on at least. So if North can win this next rifle round with a double AWP, they can put Endpoint on the back foot, not just in rounds, but in economy as well. And North, they want to make sure that can happen. Quick tactical pause before we get back into the game. AZ taking that second AWP alongside MSL as well. This game a little bit closer than that at Vertigo, and no one really shining through on North like Kiebi did back on the previous map. In fact, the top fraggers are both on the side of Endpoint right now in Mighty Max and Crucial, so that certainly bodes well for the Brits. Kiebi boosting MSL up. This is a great start to find a man advantage down low. He spotted players, and the flick is there. Surreal dead, and that's at no risk to North. They can just double back towards the A site. They can shift the AWP to anywhere they want. Going for both in middle right now as Endpoint look to try and trade back with the AWP of their own. Crucial has come into position, but he's lost his life as well. MSL is floating all over the map, and for 2 kills for him, North are in a great position.
Oh, timing there, Gade.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on. Thomas just getting by. Finally, Gade's seen it, and there's the help. Arriving in the window, AZ's here, and no one's left for Endpoint, or with the exception of Robin, the lone Swede. No Iron team. There's 2 of them in Robin. For some reason. Let's see. 1v4. Can he do anything?
No,
1v5 rather. He's just looking to hold into the AK. There's 40 seconds left. He's not He's not budging.
No.
This is going to make for a bit of a spectacle in terms of viewing experience.
I mean, it's exactly what we said, right? 12th round for North, the money gone for Endpoint. They really do need this gun.
And it's sad because, you know, it's kind of similar to how everything started to fall apart on Vertigo. You just run out of money towards the end. The economy starts to play into it. We've seen that be the downfall of so many of these teams thus far at this event. That's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles, right? That's the nature of these very back and forth affairs. Now, it's still a little ways to go before, you know, we start to worry about that. But it is just this first hurdle that you've got to overcome if you're Endpoint. And even then, you know, it's still a lengthy journey to go. But they've gone this far.
I don't want to get ahead of myself at all, but one talking point, of course, of this event is the winner of Anaheim does not only get the first place prize of $50,000, but goes to DreamHack Masters Jönköping as well. And you know, North, they have won a Masters in the past, right? So they certainly want to get back there. Of course, you know, we're far from that position right now. This ain't exactly the grand final, but you know, this team certainly has the firepower and the means to do it. Can they? We'll have to wait and see. This 1AK certainly can. Robin bursting through long doors and getting a frag, but it's quickly traded. Kierby keeping things good for North, and he's even going to pull out the pistol for more. Surreal killing his teammate, but he does get the trade, so it's all worth it in the end. 3-on-3. MSL still here on long. The bomb has been retrieved and gotten out of the position. Max is still here in middle, but nothing has been dealt his way. And only one weapon to play with right now for Endpoint still in this 3-on-3. That makes things difficult. And Gade has been a pillar of consistency towards this B site as well. So even though Endpoint are going there with no utility to get him off an angle, Gade should be able to hold his own. Let's find out.
Yeah. 2-kill Gil. That's what they call this man. He's always good in these situations, but I've bigged him up, and as I've done that, it's all fallen apart. Thankfully, AZ catches a man on the cross. Surreal brought down and finished off there through the doors on the cross. The bomb plant found here for Endpoint, and a 2v2 retake. North taking that opening peek is AZ. Shot doesn't connect. MSL now moved up into the window. Double AWP in the retake. Anything but ideal here for the North side. These rifles trying to hold the line. Mighty Max homed in on the door. Takes this opening peek and the kill is found. He even sees the barrel and MSL's been betrayed. He'll back on out, try and hold on to the AWP. Endpoint, they're going to get an 11th. They've done it again. They've bought this one within one round of equalizing things up.
Off of an eco as well, right? That's just off of Robin saving the AK and getting that important kill out long initially. It does get immediately traded by Kierby, but eventually overwhelmed by the pistols. And even though the fact that, you know, Endpoint have a team kill in the midst of that round, they get away with a win on an eco. That's impressive. Obviously, Gade not getting any frags on the B site was a bit of a problem there. He needs to get away with 1 or 2 at a very minimum to facilitate that retake. And without it, those AWPs are not going to be too valuable for North, or maybe too valuable to risk going in. They had to save one of them. MSL does at least have it here. Thomas has bursted through the doors in round number 24, and Cajun hasn't been able to cross towards the pit. He's been blindsided and blown out the water. Man advantage for Endpoint once again. Just never letting go. Not giving up without a fight.
This A play might have just arrived at a perfect time here for Endpoint. North, they are not ready for this in any capacity. 2 players down in CT right now, or down towards mid rather. And one of those being Kierby, the man sitting top of the charts right now for the Danish squad. He's going to try and do it all, and it's from a really hard position to find much. The smoke's down. He can't have any say in this. MSL is the only man who even has a sight line into the bomb site right now. AZ's throwing up in an impromptu boost, but it's into the waiting arms of Mighty Max. Thankfully, MSL is here and keeps North in with a chance, but 3v4 money in an awkward spot for the Danes. North do not want to give this one a look in. They want to back away. They're going to give up 12-12. And now Endpoint, they've equalized this out. They've gone this far. Who's to say that they don't take us to a third?
Yeah, Mirage, right? The first Mirage of this entire tournament as well. It's welcome as the third map of this series. Endpoint prone to upsets already. They knocked out fours from this tournament just earlier on today. They could add another sculpt to the trophy cabinet. North as well. That is not an easy team to beat. You know, fours were certainly, I mean, Jerry was tweeting about how they were having problems internally and some arguments, especially on day one. And maybe that translated moving forward. But right now, North, I mean, they have no excuse. This has got to be a tournament that they are at least expecting to make a bit of a run in. And right now, they are being tested. 12-12, eco for North, saving a couple of guns, and one of them has already been stripped away. MSL getting shot through the doors. Kiebi's taking some catwalk aggression. They don't realize it just yet. That should be a free kill, and he gets away with it. Labored, but still the frag that he needed. Ducking below. How does he get away with the second? I do not know, but somehow keeping the advantage here for North. Gade is waiting for this contact play. Thomas has snuck this smoke before. Will it come back to haunt him?
Oh, he does damage to AZ, but AZ just drops out of his viewpoint, and as he does so, Gade is there to save the day and keeps the advantage very heavily so in favor of North. Robert and Crucial, the two Europeans here in the British squad, left standing. Cajun, armorless, PT-50, all he has over here at the A bomb site is the one defender that they've got to worry about.
Ooh, hello.
Ooh. How are they going to deal with this? It looked like double molly goes on in. Oh, that's actually forced the fight out into the open. Maybe not what they wanted. North are going to steal that round away. And they will not let Endpoint springboard themselves into the lead just yet.
Anything you can do, we can do better, right? Endpoint may have just won an eco round, but North get one of their own. Obviously, that was a little bit better equipped. They did have a bunch of rifles saved on with a couple of pistol players, but yeah, Kiebi popping off 3 kills that A1S, shooting bullets out of his fingers. Nice tag again, Crucial. He's been consistently doing damage on the cross. Not found a kill from it yet, but AZ has been receiving a bit of a beating there. Does get across with the AWP though as well. MSL's got his on the A site, and that seems to be where Endpoint want to end up right now. Mighty Max taking control towards the catwalk. That bomb's still very much in middle though. Could be a late mid to B split. They would have to get past AZ first. Flashing himself into the angle. Got to be careful. Crucial's here. He's crossed to the left box. It's a dangerous repeat for AZ to go back into without a use of a flashbang. Yeah, they're going to go aggressive on catwalk, and they catch them off guard. Cajun with 2. The trades are in though. A 3-on-3 with serious damage taken on the side of Endpoint.
Yeah, but only one man left at this A bomb site. MSL, thankfully, still with utility in his back pocket. That little trick up his sleeve. Buys some time with the Molotov, and that now has allowed AZ to set up over here in CT. Endpoint, they're committed to A. They'll throw these flashbangs in. MSL just about getting away. Down onto ramp, but he's not out of danger just yet. They're circling all around. AZ from CT gonna help out as best he can. Thomas tapping in the numbers, and Crucial trying to take this fight. Shuts down Gade. That 13th round is locked in. Very back and forth there in the mid round, but Endpoint tie us up once again. They are nipping at the heels of North.
What a wallbang from AZ as well, man. He doesn't even jump spot. He doesn't even know where the bomb plant's coming in exactly, but he just aims at the wall and finds the perfect bang into the cat plant. I've not seen anyone even attempt that before with the AWP, but it works wonders, and it does at least delay that bomb plant for a second. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things as Endpoint take a round, and the pressure is really being put on North right now. A tactical pause, as you say. And another buy coming through, but one that decides the fate of the economy for both teams, but especially North, who have spent everything in this round. Double AWP, an SMG on Cajun. It's not perfect, but it will have to do. Oh, there's the kill that we've been waiting for.
And what a time to get it, man. Like, he's been hitting those tags on AZ all T-side long. That kill comes in a round where North have got no money. This is kind of do or die for the Danes in this second map. And now Gade is gone as well. 3v5. And already, if you're North, this is a save. You don't even give this a look in. You say Endpoint, they can have 14. They can do it. We've got to have faith in having everything. You know, we've got to have our rifles. We've got to have our utility. And that's how we're going to win this. This is an unfortunate state of affairs for North, but a great timing for Endpoint to finally land that kill. If there was any round it was going to happen in, this is the one that you want it to happen in.
Yeah, I mean, they've been relying that all game long as well, right? Considering Endpoint consistently, on their default, send 3 players early towards tunnels, not to hit the B site necessarily, just to come in through lower, go for those cap boosts, take control towards middle, and, you know, as soon as you see your AWP has got a kill on one of the 2 B crossing players, where you abuse that instantly and take that B site. Gade, again, not being able to hold the line. He was great early on, but in the last couple of B plays for Endpoint, he has been, you know, falling apart. The flashbangs were great there. Of course, not much he could have done, puts up a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, it's not enough for North.
It's kind of a horrible situation because North, they switched things up a bit. We had for a while, we had players playing down in CT for like a double mid setup, right? And it was the round prior to last that we saw that change and then go for a triple A play. You remember that triple catwalk push that comes in? Well, they run that strategy again, and you kind of see that moment of realization. They lose AZ in mid, and they start thinking it's a B play. They already know. And so Gade has got all that pressure on his shoulders. If he doesn't get 2, the round is done. And the round, well, it was done. It is done. And Endpoint are now sat in the lead, 14-13. Trying to take us the distance. And we just might get there. North, they've rustled together what they can. They've got a collection of rifles, an AWP on the back of MSL, Cajun relegated down to an SMG. Endpoint, they've gotten out through long. They've set their AWPer up down in the pit. He can lock down this entire avenue of the map from here. In response to this, North, once again, they've tripled up over at Catwalk, but this time, they're not hearing nor seeing what they've been used to.
Yeah, these long plays have actually been really good for Endpoint in this T side so far. However, there's a bit of a gap in that smoke. Not throwing 2 for the cross could be a bit of a problem. They will throw a flash to facilitate them crossing, but no one goes through from it. Now the smoke coming back in. AZ got to spam and hope for the best. MSL waiting, and he's dropped the bomb. That's 2 kills. Cajun found one on Surreal as well. The mollies pushing MSL out into the open. He's got to go down with a fight, and he will just go down, but he's at least taken a man with him. 4 on 3. This bomb yet to be planted. Plenty of time for Endpoint to put in the numbers. They don't go for the long plant, surprisingly enough, considering they don't have Catwalk, but that would have been great for Crucial, who's stuck here with the AWP. He's being flanked as well. Kiebi coming in as the last man into this site as North set up heavy on the retake through CT.
Oh, Crucial. Good for that one. Kiebi on the flank has removed him, and now all eyes on Robin. Sadly, they don't quite line up. It looked like they were going to for a second. I was so hopeful, but no. 14-14, North hold their own. And oh, this is kind of right where we wanted it to be. If I'm being honest, this is how I want this second map to end. It goes one of 2 ways now. Endpoint, they tried so hard, but they couldn't quite get past the incumbent team of North in this elimination game. Or is this going to be a hard-fought 3-map series with the underdog, the plucky British team trying to go the distance versus the Danes? Oh. It might all just culminate in this B play. Nade goes in, Molotov in response from North, and that's at least stopped Endpoint in their tracks. 2 players here inside of the B bomb site. Utility finding good damage already from North, and Endpoint, they've got no choice but to sit here and wait for these smokes to fade.
AZ is just left as well. He might have to double back into the site. He's coming quick through the window. Gade has been hung out to dry alone, and he double guesses. He reconsiders. AZ's left the site. That gives a chance, but Gade sprays down. He delays it with a first kill. AZ hiding inside of the smoke with the AWP. This is going to be a shotgun AWP inside, and he gets himself one. Thomas done. The bomb on the site, but AZ is just putting up a fight. 2 kills before the trade comes in. Cajun's crept in through the doors. He can't stop the plant, but he can put a knife in the back of Mighty Max. Climbing up above, and Max gets ahead of him. Crucial misses the flick. Kiebi with a kill from the tunnels, and it's Mighty Max alone, stuck in the site. Top performer here for Endpoint, and he can't do it. North, 15 rounds. They will find map and match point first.
And what a way for it all to fall apart. You feel for Mighty Max there. I mean, up on this stage, right, you really do have the kind of eyes of Britain watching you, right, at this moment in time. And it all falls onto him in that 1v2 for match and series point. No amount of preparation gets you ready for situations like that, man. You can imagine he must be trembling.
And again, it's Kiebi, man, the flank king of this series right now. He has just been coming in on those backstabs, no matter what half, no matter what site. Flanking long in both T and CT side, coming in on those retakes, always in the tunnels. A very annoying player to deal with, but we're back into another fast round for Endpoint, trying to save the day. Max is out, and he is no longer about. That grenade again dunking onto him, and he is gone. 5-on-4. Kiebi is just pushing mid, pushing the extremities, and pushing Endpoint potentially out of the tournament.
Oh, okay, there's the response at the very, very least. Robin deals with pesky Kiebi in the back line. 3-on-4 here to decide whether we head to overtime and we start this all again, or if this is North sending Endpoint home.
Endpoint, they've seen their fair share of overtimes today, Harry.
And they're looking for just one more. Smoke down in mid, that's going to block off MSL. Gives a pathway for these two players with that bomb in tow to get up onto Catwalk and try and split this A-bomb site. That's where AZ, that secondary AWP for North, is going to be key. Cajun's up on Catwalk as well, and he's that first point of contact. Damage is done, and Cajun might have just sealed the deal. He's bought Surreal down low. And this is where that secondary AWP could make or break this for North. Instead, he's offered up a kill. MSL, Gade, they've got to leap to action. They didn't think they would have to get too involved in this round. And now they've been called up from the reserves to fight in this one. 2v2, bomb planted. Thomas, the only man with full HP, over at long doors. And he's going to best MSL. So now it's only Gade. A 1v2 required. Crossfire's set up. And Endpoint, they're taking us to overtime.
Not done without a fight, Harry, and hey, they have had some strenuous, some long matches today, but it's all going to be worth it if they can bring us to this third map of Mirage. North's pick and Endpoint have done it, 15-15. AZ, what a weird one as well. He jumps above the smoke. All he had to do was hide and buy time. He was getting split from Cat and Long, and that could have been enough if he just waits a few more seconds, but he gives away that kill, and Endpoint are able to get a post plant that works wonderfully for them. It's all on this now, Harry. The next, well, up to 6 rounds. Could be shorter, certainly could be longer. We're going to have to wait and find out. Money no longer an issue as 16K MR3 comes in. Endpoint continuing on the T side. Do they continue the pace?
And this is where like my armchair psychology is going to come in. I think the fact that it's Endpoint going from 14 to 15 and taking us to the overtime instead of the other way around, I'm hoping that can spur these guys on to take us the distance and take us all 3 maps here. Surreal's going to drop this smoke over in mid, and that there lands a little bit higher up. That's going to give him safe passage up onto the Xbox. That's actually pretty cool. And now he gets on by MSL, posted up on the Catwalk, flashed off the angle. They've negated him once again, but the utility, something that we've spoken about for North a couple of times now, is valuable as ever. It's already bought 3 of these. Oh my God, it's continuing to come on in. They just can't catch the break. They are getting bombarded on Catwalk.
All 5 players here with one destination in mind, that A site. Going to be delayed. More mollies connecting here for North, but utility has finally run dry. It's just a smoke and flashbangs, a collection of them, and maybe a flank from Kiebi. He's been so good at finding these timings, and once again, he's hit the perfect point, coming in on that Xbox already. MSL buying time by hiding in the site. Kiebi's got ahead of the molly. He's dropped the bomb. He could get more than one, but he doesn't. Doesn't matter. MSL's here with a double, and Crucial's already tagged up this AWP. Doesn't care about your health, and MSL certainly doesn't either. He's found his 3rd of the round. Make it a 4K. North shutting down the first round of overtime. That fast cat control round for Endpoint not working wonderfully, and thanks to Kiebi coming in on the back line, that creates so much disarray. It splits up all these players on watching either the A site or watching for that back line, and they just can't play as a team at that point. Getting pressured from all angles. 16-15. North take the first round.
I think for Endpoint here, you know, we've seen that this T side has been the better looking of the 2. They've got to offer a little bit more. Ooh. They don't want this to fall apart in OT and be the game that almost was, but ultimately ended up with them going home. Now get out into mid. They abandoned Long. They lost Thomas there early, and they saw how many players from North occupied this side of the map. They're not keen on their chances. Instead, it's back to Catwalk. Surreal this time going to break away from the rest of the pack. They go ahead and throw that mid to B smoke here. Maybe trying to sell the fake and force this player, MSL, into mid from CT. And this is going to leave that A-bomb site that much less protected here. Gonna give Endpoint an easy time when it comes to getting into things. And now with CT smokes down and players dropped into this avenue, they get this bomb plant, and North don't even know. They are none the wiser. They've got to come in for this retake. Admittedly, it's a 5-on-4, but it's these players that have gotten into these forward positions for Endpoint, and crucial here on the catwalk that could make the difference. But that shot's missed.
Yeah, the flash is perfect as well. Kiebi taking, or at least damage as AZ gets a double. Mighty Max trying to hold his own again in the spawn, but he's not going to be able to. And yeah, I mean, North, right, they give up the A site there. They definitely got bamboozled by that mid to B smoke. But at the same time, you could see that realization click where they go, okay, well, they're coming up catwalk. It's a fake. Let's just keep our long player alive and come in for a 5-on-4 retake. It's absolutely no issue that we've given up that control, considering we have the advantage. We can let North plant a bomb. Money doesn't matter. And that will be the round going their way. 17-15, 2 in a row for North. If they find 3 in this half, it is going to be, well, double overtime or elimination for Endpoint. Spamming down middle for Surreal. He's got that auto sniper. Not going to hold on to it for too much longer though. Kiebi again getting Molotov kills, as has been the case all series long. Robin burns to a crisp. And North again start with an advantage.
Crucial going to try and flashbang his team around the corner here. Now, it doesn't blind anybody. They've got to check card. They've got to check for Kiebi. No one's looking. Thankfully, Thomas, he is wise to the fact and does get that trade. MSL, this AWP has been so deadly in this second half. In this second half and in overtime. And he's posted up over. Man, there's just fire everywhere. They can't even get this bomb planted. A little impromptu boost thrown in. Keeps the advantage in favor of North. Surreal. Okay, he's grabbed the bomb. He's gotten into the bomb site. But he needs Crucial to watch his back. And that's what he's doing. Holding down the elevator. Keeping those doors from opening on this round for North. And he's actually going to go back in for more, not falling back into the pit. Instead, he's hungry to continue building this man advantage, and that was almost the lineup. Now, only AZ left will get the first man. Only Surreal left to beat, and AZ's going to flick him into oblivion. Get out, Endpoint. This half goes the way of North. 18-15. They go flawless in the first half of overtime.
And now Endpoint are moving over to the CT side. That's where they've been having the rough halves all series long, really, both in Vertigo and here in Dust 2 as well. So really the pressure's on. No time for mistakes, no room for error. And 3 rounds in a row going to be needed to take us to another OT. If not, North will be taking a 2-0 victory and heading to those semi-finals up against Gen G tomorrow. That's a real talking point as well. That's a crazy match. Gen G have looked like world beaters in this tournament so far. Of course, only seeing best of ones from them at the moment. The map pool's still under question, but that's all for later. Because this one ain't done just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think by the end of today, this tournament is going to shape up to be something quite unusual when you consider oh my word. Oh dear. As though that, I mean, we were saying that Crucial finally getting that kill, you know, to propel Endpoint to overtime. Now that's one of the most devastating mid picks. No, that MSL kill down mid up against 18-15. That could be the nail in the coffin here for Endpoint. They've got to try and pull this back. Thankfully, this AWP on Crucial has provided a 4-on-4. It's even the odds back out. And so now North have slowed right down in response. It looked like they wanted to pick up the pace there for a moment. Bit of a reminder that this isn't all said and done just yet.
Cajun lurking mid, the rest coming out through long here. Surreal tucked in the pit, but he's got support. That might draw attention away from him. Crucial's here with the AWP, but Surreal's gone wide. The molly pushing him forward into the fight, and Crucial covering his back as well with 2. Bomb drop, that surely is the round. Although there's time for the clutch. Cajun, this is unthinkably hard. Molotov even slows him down to get up the catwalk as well. Full set of utility, but it's being covered. Robin is here on the ramp, not even committing to the fight as well, just jiggling, getting that information to guarantee his team the round. Cajun creeping up, he's been spotted. Chance to take a fight here, but every second he waits means Crucial is getting closer and closer on that angle, looking for his 4th kill of the round, and he will not get it, but they will still shut it down. Robin trading an Endpoint, the first of a potential 3 needed on this CT side. Despite MSL getting that early mid pick, I honestly thought North were just going to B-rush off the back of that, right? Exactly how Endpoint did once Crucial got a mid kill, but they got mollied off in the tunnels and didn't really decide to commit to it. Well, that comes back to bite them. Crucial, huge round off the AWP. He has been performing lights out here, the Dutch player. Double AWP for Endpoint as well.
Yeah, mid-control attempted here from North. Now with the double AWPs on the other side, it could get dangerous depending on where they find themselves, but look at it, things, you know, the AWP in the hands of Thomas over at B, not going to have a say in this. Instead, you're looking towards Crucial with his. He's over here on the elbow, waiting for these Cat players to move into position. Flash has gone in, Crucial waiting, patient as ever, now goes peeking round, and their timing here is perfect. They just had a boost assembled to spot this position and the one up on the drop-down spot there. They didn't see anything. But ultimately the utility goes back and forth, and so Crucial's not given a chance. North just having to wait for this utility to fade. Crucial creeping forward. Oh my, this is, I mean, I don't know. This is a game of timings right now, and everyone's missing it. Now the push is coming in. It's not timings anymore. They're in your face. They're running at you. The fights are happening, whether you want them to or not. The first kill comes in, and it's Surreal to open things up. Molotov to try and deny the plant, and that at least heats things up for a moment in the bomb site. Kierby wrapping round is finished off, and it's only MSL, a 1v5. He's trapped literally back against the wall, and he'll get shut down as well. Endpoint, 17 rounds now. One more for a double overtime here on Dust 2.
I mean, they had 4 earlier versus 4, so double, Harry, that's nothing. They're used to that. That's a walk in the park. That's a warm-up, and Endpoint might just get there as well. 1 round separates them from it. The double AWP working wonders as well. And yeah, I mean, those Cat plays Crucial. The patience on him to not just commit to fighting around that smoke as well and just falling back is a difficult call to make, but it's worth its weight in gold here. Fast fight up long. MSL's on the angle instead. Crucial doesn't get the shot off the time. MSL blinded back, but he wants to fight for more. Endpoint, little does he know, have completely up and left this area if they've gone back towards the A site instead, fighting once again on the catwalk with this orb. Thomas on B with Mighty Max. Double setup here for the first time in a while, realizing if North throw a B play into this round, that could just be it done. That site's so hard to retake, and Endpoint don't want to risk it. Does at least lead them with no one in middle, but they do have control of the spawn at least. Long taken by North. If Endpoint can find a good timing to push into those B tunnels in this round, that could be the make or break for them here, but obviously a big risk to take and without the information, but they're about to find out. North moving players up long as we speak.
Oh no! Oh no, Crucial's been found. Robin tries to pick up the pieces, and they've kept it even. They've kept it in a 3-on-3. Surely this can't be how it all falls apart, though. That bomb gets a little too deep, a little too fast, and it's a good chance for North. Mighty Max on this flank, has a teammate alongside him. The smoke has gone down, and that's going to keep Endpoint at bay. Nade rains in. Not quite going to find the damage they were hoping for, though. And this is it, a 3v3 retake at the A bomb site to decide whether North send Endpoint home or if this goes again. Flashbang over. Cajun at ramp. There's a player down in the pit. That's MSL with the AWP in hand. The bomb is planted for him. There's 2 smokes on Endpoint. So if they get these kills, they can get this round, but it hinges on winning these gunfights at the A bomb site. AZ out in the open. Cajun with him, and all the kills come up in favor of the Danes. They'll send Endpoint home as they take this series 2-0.
You got